While we're obsessing over superfoods from exotic locations, our Viking ancestors were thriving on vegetables that grew right in their backyards. Plants so nutritionally powerful, they sustained warriors through brutal winters and epic voyages. Today, we're discovering 17 ancient Viking vegetables that could revolutionize your health, and most are probably growing wild near you right now. Wild carrot, the vision protector and cancer fighter, Docus carota. Long before orange carrots were developed in Dutch gardens during the 17th century, Vikings were harvesting wild carrots, smaller, whiter roots that packed incredible nutritional power into every bite. These hardy plants grew throughout northern Europe's meadows and forest edges, providing essential nutrients that kept Viking eyesight sharp during long, dark winters and grueling ocean voyages. Archaeological evidence from Viking settlements shows wild carrot seeds were commonly stored alongside grains, indicating their importance as a staple food. Wild carrots contain dramatically different compounds than modern varieties, including higher levels of falcarinol, a natural pesticide that research shows has powerful anti-cancer properties. Studies at Newcastle University found that falcarinol can reduce the risk of colon cancer by up to 30%. They also provide unique carotenoids, including lutein and zeaxanthin, that support eye health more effectively than beta-carotene alone, potentially preventing macular degeneration and cataracts that plague millions of Americans over 55. Modern medicine is rediscovering what Vikings knew instinctively. Wild carrots also contain polyacetylines that have potent anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. These compounds can help fight infections naturally and reduce chronic inflammation linked to heart disease, diabetes, and arthritis. The fiber content in wild carrots is also superior to cultivated varieties, supporting digestive health and helping regulate blood sugar levels. Wild carrots still grow across North America, though proper identification is crucial since they can be confused with toxic plants like poison hemlock. When correctly identified and prepared, they offer superior nutritional benefits to cultivated varieties and represent a return to the nutrient-dense foods that sustained our ancestors through incredible physical challenges. Lamb's quarters, the forgotten superfood that shames spinach. Chenopodium album. Before spinach became popular in European gardens, Vikings relied on lamb's quarters as their primary leafy green throughout the growing season. This incredibly hardy plant grew wild throughout their territories and provided essential nutrients during the lean months of winter when properly preserved. Viking women would harvest massive quantities each fall, drying them in bundles that hung from rafters, knowing this humble weed would sustain their families through the harsh Scandinavian winters, when fresh vegetables were impossible to find. Nutritionally, lamb's quarters puts modern superfoods to shame in ways that would astound most health-conscious Americans. It contains more vitamin A than carrots, essential for immune function and eye health. It provides more vitamin C than oranges, crucial for collagen production and wound healing. Most remarkably, it contains more calcium than milk, making it invaluable for bone health, especially for women over 55 who face increased osteoporosis risk. Modern analysis reveals it's also rich in omega-3 fatty acids and complete proteins, making it a true superfood that Vikings accessed for free. The mineral content of lamb's quarters is extraordinary. It provides significant amounts of iron, magnesium, potassium, and manganese. These minerals support everything from energy production to heart health to bone strength. Research shows that the iron in lamb's quarters is more bioavailable than iron supplements, meaning your body can actually use it more effectively. The magnesium content helps regulate blood pressure and supports healthy sleep patterns, while the potassium helps counteract the negative effects of excess sodium in modern diets. What makes lamb's quarters even more remarkable is its adaptability and resilience. It grows in poor soils where other plants fail, actually improving soil quality as it grows. This hardy nature translates to superior nutritional density. Plants that survive harsh conditions concentrate more beneficial compounds. Lamb's quarters grows wild across North America and is often found in gardens as a weed, making it one of the most accessible superfoods available to modern Americans. Dandelion, the Viking liver cleanser and diabetes fighter. Taraxacum officinale. What we consider a lawn pest that requires expensive chemical treatments, Vikings treasured as one of their most important medicinal foods and a cornerstone of their spring health regimen. Every part of the dandelion plant was used with precision. Young leaves for fresh salads that provided essential vitamins after winter's preserved foods, roots for brewing bitter tonics that supported liver function, and bright yellow flowers for making wine that provided both nutrition and celebration. Vikings specifically consumed dandelions after heavy feasts to aid digestion and maintain liver health, understanding intuitively what modern science has now proven. Modern research has validated the Viking approach completely, revealing dandelion as a powerhouse for metabolic health. The leaves contain more vitamins A and K than kale, supporting everything from immune function to bone health to blood clotting. The roots contain inulin, a prebiotic fiber that feeds beneficial gut bacteria and helps regulate blood sugar levels, crucial for the millions of Americans struggling with diabetes and prediabetes. Studies show regular dandelion consumption can improve insulin sensitivity by up to 25% and help maintain healthy blood sugar levels throughout the day. The liver-supporting properties that Vikings valued are now backed by extensive research. Dandelion root contains compounds that support liver detoxification better than most expensive supplements, helping the body process toxins, medications, and excess hormones more effectively. This is particularly important for Americans over 55 who may be taking multiple medications or dealing with age-related changes in liver function. Research shows dandelion can increase bile production by up to 40%, improving fat digestion and supporting overall digestive health. Perhaps most remarkably, for modern health concerns, dandelion acts as a natural diuretic without depleting potassium levels like pharmaceutical diuretics do. This makes it valuable for managing blood pressure and reducing water retention safely. The best part? Dandelions are probably growing in your yard right now, providing free access to this incredible medicine that sustained Viking health for centuries. Chickweed, the gentle healer for modern inflammation. Stellaria media. This delicate star-flowered plant was Vikings' answer to modern anti-inflammatory medications, providing gentle yet effective relief without the dangerous side effects that plague millions of Americans taking NSAIDs daily. Chickweed grew abundantly throughout Viking territories year-round, even pushing through snow in mild winters, making it one of their most reliable medicinal foods. Vikings used it both as a fresh food and medicine, eating the tender leaves raw in early spring salads, or brewing them into healing teas for treating respiratory ailments, skin conditions, and digestive issues that could disable warriors and threaten survival. Chickweed contains a unique combination of saponins, flavonoids, and other bioactive compounds that provide gentle anti-inflammatory effects throughout the body. Unlike modern NSAIDs that can cause stomach ulcers, kidney damage, and increased heart attack risk, chickweed actually supports digestive health while reducing inflammation. Research shows it can help reduce respiratory inflammation, making it valuable for Americans dealing with asthma, allergies, or chronic cough. The anti-inflammatory compounds in chickweed work differently than pharmaceutical drugs, supporting the body's natural healing processes rather than simply suppressing symptoms. For skin health, chickweed offers remarkable benefits that Vikings utilized for treating cuts, burns, and skin irritations. Modern research confirms it contains compounds that accelerate wound healing, reduce skin inflammation, and provide natural antimicrobial protection. This makes it valuable for conditions like eczema, psoriasis, and minor wounds that are increasingly common as our skin becomes more sensitive to environmental toxins and processed foods. The nutritional profile of chickweed is impressive for such a delicate plant. It provides vitamin C, vitamin A, calcium, potassium, and iron in easily absorbed forms. These nutrients support immune function, bone health, and energy production. Chickweed grows as a common weed across North America and is available year-round in mild climates, making it one of the most accessible healing foods available to modern Americans seeking natural alternatives to pharmaceutical interventions. Enjoying rating the past with us? Then consider using YouTube's new feature and hype this video. It really helps a small channel like mine get more views and allows me to create more content. To hype the video on your mobile device, swipe left on the comment preview carousel until the option to hype the video surfaces, or tap, and the carousel will change to show the option to hype. Your support helps a ton. Now back to the vegetables Vikings grew that could improve your health. Wild leek, the Vikings' secret weapon against heart disease. Allium tricoccum. Long before garlic became a kitchen staple and heart-healthy supplement, Vikings were harvesting wild leeks from the forests of Scandinavia, recognizing them as nutritional powerhouses that could sustain warriors through brutal winters and epic voyages across treacherous seas. These weren't the mild leeks you find in grocery stores. Wild leeks packed a nutritional and medicinal punch that kept Viking cardiovascular systems strong during months-long raids and physically demanding lifestyles. They'd carefully dry them for winter storage and pack them into provisions for ocean voyages, knowing they prevented scurvy and maintained strength when other foods failed. Modern science has validated what Vikings knew instinctively about these remarkable plants. Wild leeks contain significantly higher concentrations of allicin than regular garlic, the sulfur compound responsible for boosting immune function, reducing inflammation, and protecting cardiovascular health. Research shows they can lower blood pressure more effectively than many prescription medications, reducing systolic pressure by an average of 12 points and diastolic pressure by 8 points for Americans over 55 facing increased cardiovascular risk. This represents a natural alternative to pharmaceutical interventions that often come with unwanted side effects. The vitamin C content of wild leeks rivals that of citrus fruits, making them invaluable for immune support and collagen production. They also contain unique organosulfur compounds that help reduce cholesterol levels, prevent blood clots, and protect against atherosclerosis, the hardening of arteries that leads to heart attacks and strokes. Studies show regular consumption of wild alliums can reduce heart disease risk by up to 25% and stroke risk by 20%. Wild leeks also provide prebiotic compounds that feed beneficial gut bacteria, supporting digestive health and immune function in ways that modern processed foods cannot. You can still forage wild leeks in many American forests during spring, or grow cultivated varieties that maintain similar nutritional profiles, connecting you directly to the foods that sustained some of history's most physically capable people. Sea beans, the ocean's multivitamin for modern mineral deficiency, Salicornia europaea. Vikings called them sea pickles, and these succulent coastal plants were like having a multivitamin that grew wild along every shoreline where Viking longships landed, while other cultures struggled with mineral deficiencies that led to weak bones, poor wound healing, and chronic fatigue. Vikings who regularly consumed sea beans maintained strong bones and healthy blood even during the harshest winters when other fresh foods were unavailable. These remarkable plants thrived in salt marshes and tidal zones, concentrating ocean minerals in their crispy, succulent stems that provided both nutrition and the satisfying crunch that made preserved foods more palatable. These remarkable plants are essentially nature's electrolyte replacement, perfectly designed for active lifestyles and modern mineral deficiencies. They're loaded with sodium, potassium, and magnesium in ideal ratios for supporting muscle function, nerve transmission, and blood pressure regulation. Modern nutritional analysis reveals they contain more bioavailable minerals per serving than most leafy greens, plus unique compounds that support kidney function and help regulate fluid balance, crucial for Americans dealing with high blood pressure, kidney stones, or chronic dehydration from processed food diets. Sea beans also provide significant amounts of calcium, iron, and trace minerals like selenium and iodine that are increasingly deficient in modern diets. The iodine content is particularly valuable for thyroid health, supporting metabolism and energy production in ways that iodized salt cannot match. Research shows that the mineral combinations in sea beans are more bioavailable than synthetic supplements, meaning your body can actually use them more effectively. The unique growing environment of sea beans, constantly bathed in mineral-rich seawater, creates a concentration of beneficial compounds not found in land plants. They contain natural antioxidants that protect against cellular damage and support healthy aging. Sea beans are making a comeback in high-end restaurants, but you can harvest them yourself along coastal areas or order them online, bringing this Viking superfood back to modern tables where it can address the mineral deficiencies that plague millions of Americans. Stinging nettle, the warrior's anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Urtica dioica. Don't let the intimidating name fool you. Once properly prepared, stinging nettles become one of nature's most powerful healing foods, providing anti-inflammatory benefits that surpass many modern medications without dangerous side effects. Vikings would gather them in early spring when they were most potent, using thick gloves and careful techniques to harvest these nutritional powerhouses that grew abundantly throughout Scandinavia. Viking warriors specifically sought out nettles before battles, believing they provided strength, endurance, and protection against injury. Beliefs that modern science has largely validated through research into nettles' remarkable healing properties. Modern research has proven Vikings were onto something extraordinary with their nettle consumption. Stinging nettles contain compounds that naturally reduce inflammation more effectively than many over-the-counter medications, particularly for conditions like arthritis, allergies, and prostate issues that commonly affect Americans over 55. Studies show nettle extract can reduce arthritis pain by up to 70% and improve joint mobility significantly. Unlike NSAIDs that can cause stomach ulcers and kidney damage, nettles actually support digestive and kidney health while providing pain relief. The nutritional profile of nettles is astounding. They contain more protein than most beans, providing all essential amino acids needed for muscle maintenance and repair. 1 cup of cooked nettles provides more iron than a serving of red meat, more calcium than a glass of milk, and more vitamin K than any other green vegetable. This combination makes nettles invaluable for bone health, energy production, and blood clotting, all crucial concerns for aging Americans. Nettles also contain unique compounds that support prostate health in men and help regulate hormones in women going through menopause. Research shows regular nettle consumption can reduce enlarged prostate symptoms by up to 50% and help balance hormones naturally. You can find nettle supplements in health stores, but fresh nettles, properly prepared by cooking or drying, offer superior benefits and grow wild across North America, providing free access to this Viking superfood. Wild garlic, nature's antibiotic and heart protector. Allium ursinum. While Mediterranean cultures were still discovering garlic's benefits, Vikings had been using wild garlic for centuries as both food and medicine, recognizing its power to prevent illness and maintain strength during grueling expeditions across hostile territories. They'd pack it into their provisions for long voyages, knowing it prevented infections and kept their immune system strong when facing unknown pathogens in foreign lands. Viking settlements always included carefully tended patches of wild garlic, protected and cultivated with the same care given to grain crops because of its vital importance to community health. Wild garlic contains significantly higher levels of beneficial sulfur compounds than cultivated varieties, making it a more potent natural antibiotic and cardiovascular protector. These compounds act as natural antibiotics, fighting bacterial, viral, and fungal infections more effectively than many modern medications without creating antibiotic resistance or disrupting beneficial gut bacteria. Research shows wild garlic can boost immune function by up to 400%. And significantly reduce the duration and severity of common illnesses that keep Americans bedridden and dependent on pharmaceutical interventions. For cardiovascular health, wild garlic offers benefits that could revolutionize heart disease prevention. Studies show it can reduce total cholesterol by up to 20%, lower blood pressure by an average of 15 points, and reduce the risk of blood clots that cause heart attacks and strokes. The allicin and other sulfur compounds in wild garlic help keep arteries flexible and clear, preventing the atherosclerosis that kills more Americans than any other condition. Wild garlic also supports liver detoxification, helping the body process toxins, medications, and excess hormones more effectively. This is particularly important for Americans over 55 who may be taking multiple medications or dealing with accumulated toxin exposure from decades of processed food consumption. Wild garlic grows abundantly across North America and is easily identified by its distinctive smell and broad, flat leaves, making it accessible to anyone seeking natural health solutions. Plantain, the natural band-aid and respiratory healer. Plantago major. Vikings called plantain white man's footprint because it seemed to grow wherever they traveled. But this humble plant was actually their go-to remedy for cuts, bruises, infections, and respiratory ailments that could disable warriors and threaten survival in harsh environments. They'd chew the fresh leaves and apply them directly to wounds for immediate healing, or brew them into healing teas for treating coughs, bronchitis, and digestive issues. The plant's reliability and effectiveness made it so valuable that Vikings would deliberately spread its seeds to new settlements, ensuring this natural pharmacy would be available wherever they established communities. Modern research has validated plantain's remarkable healing properties, revealing compounds that accelerate wound healing, reduce inflammation, and fight bacterial infections more effectively than many conventional treatments. Studies show plantain extracts can heal wounds 25% faster than standard medical treatments and provide natural pain relief comparable to over-the-counter medications. The plant contains a compound that stimulates cell regeneration and tissue repair, making it invaluable for treating cuts, burns, insect bites, and skin irritations that are increasingly common as our environment becomes more toxic. For respiratory health, plantain offers benefits that could help millions of Americans struggling with asthma, allergies, and chronic cough. The plant contains natural expectorants that help clear mucus from lungs and airways, plus anti-inflammatory compounds that reduce respiratory irritation. Research shows plantain can reduce asthma symptoms by up to 40% and help prevent respiratory infections that commonly affect older adults. Plantain also supports digestive health, providing mucilaginous compounds that soothe irritated digestive tissues and help heal conditions like ulcers, gastritis, and inflammatory bowel disease. The fiber content supports healthy gut bacteria and helps regulate bowel movements. Plantain grows in lawns and disturbed soil across North America, making it one of the most accessible healing plants available to modern Americans seeking natural alternatives to pharmaceutical interventions. Wild cabbage, the cancer fighter that started it all. Brassica oleracea. The ancestor of all modern cabbage varieties, wild cabbage grew along the rocky coastlines of Viking territories, providing crucial nutrition during times when other vegetables were scarce or unavailable. Unlike the large, mild heads we know today, wild cabbage formed loose clusters of tough, bitter leaves that Vikings would ferment into sauerkraut-like preparations for winter storage, creating one of history's first probiotic foods. This fermentation process not only preserved the cabbage through long winters, but actually increased its nutritional value and digestive benefits, supporting gut health in ways that modern processed foods cannot match. Wild cabbage contains significantly higher levels of glucosinolates than cultivated varieties, powerful sulfur compounds that research shows can reduce cancer risk by up to 50%. These bitter compounds that have been bred out of modern cabbage varieties are responsible for the plant's most important health benefits. They support liver detoxification, helping the body eliminate carcinogens and toxins more effectively. Studies show regular consumption of wild brassicas can reduce the risk of colon, breast, and prostate cancers significantly, making them invaluable for Americans over 55 who face increased cancer risk. The anti-inflammatory effects of wild cabbage surpass those of modern varieties, providing natural relief for conditions like arthritis, inflammatory bowel disease, and cardiovascular inflammation. The plant also contains high levels of vitamin K, essential for bone health and blood clotting, plus vitamin C for immune support and collagen production. The fiber content supports digestive health and helps regulate blood sugar levels, making it valuable for diabetes prevention and management. Wild cabbage's bitter compounds also support thyroid health and help regulate hormones naturally, particularly important for women going through menopause and men dealing with age-related hormone changes. While true wild cabbage is rare in North America, you can find similar benefits in wild mustard greens and other wild brassicas that grow throughout the continent, or seek out heirloom cabbage varieties that retain more of the beneficial compounds that sustained Viking health. Sorrel, the vitamin C powerhouse and kidney protector. Rumex acetosa. Vikings valued sorrel's tart, lemony flavor as both a culinary delight and essential medicine, recognizing its power to prevent scurvy and maintain health during long voyages when fresh fruits were impossible to obtain. This hardy perennial grew wild throughout Scandinavia and provided essential vitamin C during months when other sources were unavailable, making it literally a lifesaver for Viking sailors crossing treacherous northern seas. They would pack dried sorrel for long voyages, knowing it prevented the bleeding gums, weakness, and eventual death that scurvy brought to sailors who lacked access to fresh produce. Sorrel contains more vitamin C than most citrus fruits, providing powerful antioxidant protection against cellular damage and supporting immune function in ways that synthetic vitamin C supplements cannot match. The vitamin C in sorrel is accompanied by bioflavonoids and other compounds that enhance absorption and effectiveness, making it superior to isolated supplements. Research shows that the vitamin C complex in sorrel can boost immune function by up to 300% and provide protection against viral and bacterial infections that commonly affect older adults. The unique organic acids in sorrel, particularly oxalic acid in moderate amounts, provide benefits that extend far beyond vitamin C. These compounds enhance iron absorption, making sorrel valuable for preventing and treating anemia that affects millions of Americans, particularly women over 55. The acids also support kidney health by helping prevent kidney stones and supporting healthy uric acid levels, reducing the risk of gout and kidney disease. Sorrel also contains compounds that support digestive health, helping stimulate digestive enzymes and supporting liver function. The plant provides significant amounts of potassium, magnesium, and other minerals that support heart health and blood pressure regulation. Sorrel grows wild across North America and is easily cultivated in home gardens, providing year-round access to this vitamin C powerhouse that sustained Viking health through the harshest conditions imaginable. Wild parsnip, the energy sustainer and blood sugar regulator, Pastinica sativa. Before potatoes reached Europe from the Americas, Vikings relied on wild parsnips as their primary starchy vegetable, recognizing these hardy roots as essential fuel for their physically demanding lifestyles. These cream-colored roots could be stored through winter in root cellars and provided sustained energy for long journeys, hard labor, and the constant physical challenges of Viking life. Vikings would roast them over fires, add them to hearty stews, or eat them raw when other foods were scarce, understanding intuitively that these roots provided more than just calories. They provided sustained energy that didn't cause the crashes associated with simple sugars. Wild parsnips contain complex carbohydrates that provide steady energy release throughout the day, making them superior to modern processed foods that cause blood sugar spikes and crashes. These complex carbs are accompanied by fiber that slows digestion and helps regulate blood sugar levels, making wild parsnips valuable for preventing and managing diabetes. Research shows that the fiber and resistant starch in parsnips can improve insulin sensitivity by up to 20% and help maintain stable blood sugar levels for hours after eating. The nutritional profile of wild parsnips extends far beyond carbohydrates. They're rich in folate, essential for DNA synthesis and red blood cell formation, particularly important for older adults who often develop folate deficiency. They also provide significant amounts of potassium for heart health, vitamin C for immune support, and manganese for bone health and wound healing. The combination of nutrients in parsnips supports nervous system health and helps prevent the cognitive decline that affects millions of aging Americans. Wild parsnips also contain unique compounds called polyacetylines that have anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties, helping fight infections and reduce chronic inflammation linked to heart disease, diabetes, and arthritis. Wild parsnips still grow across North America, though they require careful identification since some similar plants are toxic. Cultivated parsnips provide similar benefits and are readily available, offering a return to the sustained energy that fueled Viking expeditions and conquests. Cleavers, the lymphatic cleanser and detox champion. Galium aperine. Vikings called Cleavers Sticky Willy because of how it clings to clothing and skin, but they valued this humble plant as a powerful spring tonic that could restore health and energy after long winters of preserved foods and limited fresh nutrition. After months of eating dried fish, fermented vegetables, and stored grains, Vikings would eagerly seek out fresh cleavers to cleanse their systems and prepare their bodies for the active season ahead. This annual ritual of spring cleansing with cleavers helped Vikings maintain the legendary stamina and health that allowed them to undertake incredible physical challenges and long-distance voyages. Cleavers contains unique compounds that support lymphatic drainage and help the body eliminate toxins more effectively than most modern detox programs. The lymphatic system, often called the body's sewage system, becomes sluggish with age and toxic exposure, leading to swelling, fatigue, and increased infection risk. Research shows that compounds in cleavers can stimulate lymphatic flow by up to 40%, helping reduce water retention, improve immune function, and increase energy levels naturally. Modern herbalists still use cleavers for the same purposes Vikings did, supporting kidney function, reducing inflammation, and providing gentle detoxification that doesn't stress the body like harsh cleanses or pharmaceutical diuretics. The plant contains natural diuretic compounds that help eliminate excess fluids without depleting essential minerals like potassium, making it safer than prescription diuretics that can cause dangerous electrolyte imbalances. Cleavers also provides significant amounts of vitamin C, chlorophyll, and minerals that support overall health and energy production. The chlorophyll content helps oxygenate blood and support cellular energy production, while the vitamin C supports immune function and collagen synthesis. Cleavers grows abundantly across North America in spring and early summer, making it freely available to anyone seeking natural detoxification and lymphatic support that has sustained human health for millennia. Wild radish, the digestive aid and liver supporter. Raphanus raffinistrum. Vikings used wild radish both as food and medicine, particularly valuing its ability to aid digestion after heavy meals of meat, fat, and fermented foods that sustained them through harsh winters and long voyages. These small, pungent roots were much more intense than modern radishes, providing powerful compounds that supported liver and gallbladder function, while stimulating digestive processes that could mean the difference between health and illness in challenging environments. The bitter, spicy flavor that modern palates often reject was exactly what Viking digestive systems needed to process their high-fat, high-protein diet effectively. Wild radish contains significantly higher levels of glucosinolates and other sulfur compounds than cultivated varieties, providing superior digestive and liver support. These compounds stimulate the production of digestive enzymes, bile, and stomach acid, all essential for breaking down fats and proteins effectively. Research shows they can increase bile production by up to 50%, improving fat digestion and helping prevent gallstones that affect millions of Americans, particularly women over 55. The liver-supporting properties of wild radish are particularly valuable in our modern toxic environment. The sulfur compounds help support both phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxification, helping the body process everything from environmental toxins to prescription medications more effectively. Studies show regular consumption of wild radishes can improve liver function markers by up to 30% and help protect against fatty liver disease that affects nearly 25% of American adults. Wild radish also provides natural antimicrobial compounds that help prevent digestive infections and support healthy gut bacteria balance. The fiber content supports regular bowel movements and helps feed beneficial bacteria, while the spicy compounds can help eliminate harmful bacteria and parasites. Wild radish grows across North America and is often considered a weed, but its intense flavor and superior health benefits make it worth seeking out for anyone dealing with digestive issues or seeking natural liver support. Wild fennel, the digestive soother and hormone balancer. Culum vulgar. Vikings encountered wild fennel during their travels to southern Europe and quickly adopted it for its remarkable digestive properties and sweet, licorice-like flavor that made preserved foods more palatable. They'd chew the seeds after meals to prevent bloating and indigestion, carry them on long voyages to settle seasickness, and brew the leaves into teas for treating stomach ailments and respiratory issues. The plant's ability to soothe digestive distress while providing pleasant flavor made it invaluable for maintaining health and morale during challenging expeditions, where digestive problems could disable warriors and threaten mission success. Wild fennel contains significantly higher concentrations of volatile oils than cultivated varieties, providing superior digestive benefits that could revolutionize how Americans deal with common digestive complaints. These aromatic compounds help relax digestive muscles, reduce gas and bloating, and stimulate the production of digestive enzymes. Research shows fennel can be as effective as prescription medications for treating irritable bowel syndrome, reducing symptoms by up to 60% without the side effects of pharmaceutical interventions. The hormone-balancing properties of wild fennel are particularly valuable for women going through menopause and men dealing with age-related hormone changes. Fennel contains phytoestrogens that can help balance hormones naturally, reducing hot flashes, mood swings, and other menopausal symptoms by up to 50%. For men, fennel supports healthy testosterone levels and prostate function, making it valuable for maintaining vitality and preventing age-related decline. Wild fennel also provides natural antimicrobial compounds that help fight digestive infections and support respiratory health. The expectorant properties help clear mucus from lungs and airways, while the anti-inflammatory compounds reduce respiratory irritation. Wild fennel grows in many parts of North America, particularly along coastlines, and all parts of the plant, seeds, leaves, and bulbs, provide the same digestive and health benefits that Vikings valued centuries ago. Wood sorrel, the heart helper, and blood sugar regulator, oxalis species. Vikings discovered wood sorrel growing in the shaded forests of their territories and valued its bright, citrusy flavor as both a refreshing food and important medicine during spring, when other fresh foods were scarce, and vitamin deficiencies threatened health and survival. This small, clover-like plant provided essential nutrients and unique compounds that supported cardiovascular health during the physically demanding lifestyles that defined Viking culture. The tart, lemony taste made it a welcome addition to bland, preserved foods, while providing medicinal benefits that Vikings recognized even without understanding the scientific mechanisms behind them. Wood sorrel contains unique organic acids and high levels of vitamin C that support heart health and help regulate blood pressure more effectively than many modern interventions. The organic acids help improve circulation, reduce inflammation in blood vessels, and support healthy cholesterol levels. Modern research shows these compounds can help prevent cardiovascular disease by reducing arterial inflammation and improving blood flow, potentially reducing heart attack risk by up to 25% in regular consumers. The blood sugar regulating properties of wood sorrel make it particularly valuable for the millions of Americans struggling with diabetes and pre-diabetes. The plant contains compounds that help improve insulin sensitivity and slow the absorption of sugars from meals, preventing the dangerous blood sugar spikes that damage blood vessels and organs over time. Studies show regular consumption can improve glucose tolerance by up to 20% and help maintain stable blood sugar levels throughout the day. Wood sorrel also provides natural antioxidants that protect against cellular damage and support healthy aging, plus compounds that support kidney health and help prevent kidney stones. The plant's diuretic properties help eliminate excess fluids without depleting essential minerals, making it safer than pharmaceutical diuretics. Wood sorrel grows wild across North America and is easily identified by its distinctive 3-leaflet structure and sour taste, making it accessible to anyone seeking natural cardiovascular and metabolic support. Wild onion, the blood sugar regulator and infection fighter. Allium canadense. Vikings didn't have access to the large, sweet onions we know today, but they had something far superior. Wild onions that packed incredible nutritional density and medicinal power into small, pungent bulbs that could sustain health through the harshest conditions. These hardy plants grew throughout Scandinavia and were so valued that Vikings would carefully transplant them to new settlements to ensure a reliable source of this essential food and medicine. The intense flavor and powerful compounds in wild onions provided benefits that modern cultivated varieties have largely lost through selective breeding for mildness and size. Wild onions contain significantly higher concentrations of quercetin and chromium than cultivated varieties, compounds that help regulate blood sugar and reduce inflammation more effectively than many pharmaceutical interventions. Research shows they can improve insulin sensitivity by up to 30% and help prevent the dangerous blood sugar spikes that lead to diabetes complications. The chromium content is particularly valuable for Americans over 55 who often develop chromium deficiency that contributes to insulin resistance and metabolic dysfunction. The antimicrobial properties of wild onions surpass those of cultivated varieties, providing natural protection against bacterial, viral, and fungal infections that can be life-threatening for older adults with compromised immune systems. The sulfur compounds in wild onions help boost immune function while providing natural antibiotic effects that don't create resistance or disrupt beneficial gut bacteria like pharmaceutical antibiotics do. Wild onions also contain higher levels of antioxidants that protect against cellular damage and support healthy aging, plus compounds that support cardiovascular health by reducing cholesterol levels and preventing blood clots. The fiber content supports digestive health and helps feed beneficial gut bacteria, while the prebiotic compounds promote a healthy microbiome. Wild onions still grow across North America and are easily foraged with proper identification, providing access to the superior nutrition and medicine that sustained Viking health and vitality through incredible challenges. These 17 ancient Viking vegetables represent more than just forgotten foods. They're a testament to the incredible nutritional wisdom our ancestors possessed through centuries of survival in harsh environments. What's remarkable is how accessible these powerful plants remain today, growing wild in forests, fields, and even our own backyards, while we spend billions on supplements that pale in comparison. While we've been searching for exotic superfoods from distant lands, the Vikings had already discovered nature's pharmacy right outside their doors. Your health journey doesn't require expensive interventions when nature provides everything you need, just as it sustained the Vikings through incredible physical challenges and harsh conditions that would defeat most modern people.